What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Washington, where we just took down two top 10 teams that allowed us to reclaim that number 2 spot atop the polls. Of course, we are behind Florida right now as they are 7-0 this season, but who knows what's going to happen in these last 5 weeks. Thankfully for us, though, our last 5 weeks seem, at least on paper, to be more simple than our first half of the season, as we're going to be taking on Maryland and Rutgers today, and then also taking on Penn State, USC, and Michigan State to round out the year. Penn State's only at 2-5 right now. USC and Michigan State are over 500, but just by one game. So again, hopefully by the time we get to those games, they're going to be a little bit easier, and those teams are just going to be floundering just a little bit. But again, we got Maryland, we got Rutgers today. Rutgers is, at least in terms of record, the best team that we're going to be facing for the rest of the season. But again, hopefully this Rutgers team is going to be just like Rutgers teams of the past, and they're just not going to be that good, and hopefully we can end up coming out on top. But the first game is going to be against Maryland. Again, a Big Ten matchup, as will the next game. And hopefully we can end up getting a couple skill points to be able to up the route running before we get into that game against Rutgers. We are going to get that, which does leave us just short of getting another skill point. So that's unfortunate. But of course, I want to make sure that we're at full health. So we want to make sure that we get that up. And now we just can't do another 2 to put into the training. So that means that we're going to max out the leadership again and put a little bit into our brand. Thankfully for us, that actually brought us up to that extra skill point. So now we have 5. So if we have a really good game this week against Maryland, then we might be able to get that 6 skill point and be able to up the route running. Time will only tell, but we'll definitely find out once we get into this one. As long as we have repeats of like the last couple games that we ended up having where we had multiple 100 yards, multiple touchdowns, and over 20 receptions, I think we're going to get there, but we'll find out. I mean, realistically, we were doing that against teams with defenses that were in the high 80s or low 90s. Why can't we do that against a team that is an 84 overall defense? The good news for our team as well is the fact that they only have an 81 overall offense, and our defense has been doing just fine with the higher tier team. So hopefully we can go out in this game against Maryland, and we can end up putting up another big game. Well, that's definitely not the way that I was expecting to start against Maryland, but hell, you know what? We wanted to score multiple touchdowns this game, and so just them scoring 7 points ain't going to matter too much. There we go. If only we could have changed the direction there and turned upfield a little bit. We would have definitely been a little better off. All right, now I know we haven't run that much this season, so we're going to end up doing that right here. Don't push him in the back, though. What a pancake from our offensive lineman. They end up picking up 9 yards. Huh. Kind of. Yeah, you know what? No. Let's go with the halfback direct. Let's let them run it right up the middle again. Again, that's what I didn't want to happen. I tried to pull back, and now instead of a first down, it should be, what, a 2nd and 8. So we would have had a first down if it wasn't for that. But that's life, you know? Can't really do much about that. Maybe they'll fix that in college football 26. We'll see. Time will tell. That was so stupid. Oh, I thought he picked that. And thankfully he did not. Did that just hit off his hands or something? Either way, that gives us a little extra life. So let's see. Damn it. We can't get to that. And no way that we're going to punt without scoring. Not that you would want to punt after scoring. But you know what I mean. I really wanted to end that one with a score. Kind of wanted to make it a tie game. Instead, we're going to have to do that here on our second drive. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, that guy's got some pretty good pursuit. I see why he's got a star underneath his name, or underneath his character or whatever. Definitely a pretty good corner. Let's see what we can do with a little play action right here. Stay in. No! Both our feet? I thought we got at least 1 foot in there. Hold on, let's see this replay. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, we did. We did end up catching that, and we did have that inbound. So let's go. Love to see that. So let's see what we can do right here. We're not going to go on this route. We might actually go for a little slant. Well, that wasn't to us, so you know what? They cannot blame us for that one. So let's see now. He's playing off of us, and it's not that same corner either. So I would say it's a bit of a mismatch. As there we go. We actually kind of box him out a little bit, and we pick up the first down. Now, As I've said before, we do not do well with play action, but we're going to give it a shot here on this one. Yeah, as unfortunately that goes incomplete. And that's how we end the first quarter. But that's alright, because even though we are down by a score, we can still easily make this up. And we have 3 quarters left, you know? So let's go 2nd and 10. Pressing us. Let's see what ends up happening. At the very least, I think we're going to be fine down by the sideline. There we go. Yep. That guy was just going to run downfield with us. He does not have... No way that you're actually gonna challenge that one, right? Oh, yeah, very clearly in bounds. Very clearly in bounds. Not quite sure what's going on there, but hey, you know what? To each their own. 1st and 10 on the 14. Let's try to get in the end zone on this one. There we go. I don't know why we fell down with that one, but still, that gets us a little closer to the end zone. So let's see what we can do to just make up our own route right here. 2nd and 1. There we go. Yeah. All we had to do is just kind of maneuver away in a way where we're just going to kind of sit there in that zone where no one is like close to us to be able to pick that off. But still, it doesn't matter. We end up scoring, and at least we tie the game up. And it looks like we get the ball back in their territory. And we got 2 guys over here on us 2. We're scoring. Calling it right now. Oh, we're not. Never mind. Come back and block them. Wait, all that for an incomplete pass? That's crazy work right there. That took a long time. Either way, though, we're going to be good, though. Get it out to the sideline. Come back. Again, don't have the footwork to really stay in bounds there, unfortunately. And if you really think that we're going to go for a halfback draw, get the hell out of here. Who do you think we are? There we go. We're a guy who's going to come close to scoring a touchdown. Now we're only 5 yards short of our 2nd touchdown of the game. And since we are out on an island over here, I think here comes our 2nd. Let's do it. There we go. We looked like we might have had a foot out. I'm sure that they might end up taking a look at this. But hopefully we do have our 2nd touchdown of the game. Well, all right. I'm glad that they didn't end up reviewing that because, again, I think we might have been out. But not today. Oh, wait. He did throw it down to us. Yikes. Get there. No shot we caught that. No shot we caught that. I hate when you lost it up like that, but that's one of the times where it actually ended up working out. Nice aggressive catch right there, and somehow we were able to come down with that. You know, if this was one of those games against Oregon or even against like Nebraska even, we would not have come down with that. But thankfully we did on that one. Now we got 31 seconds to respond to their score. So let's get past them. Thank you. Out of reach again. Gosh, we're at home, and our quarterback still does not have the composure that he needs to lead us downfield, or they hit us deep on those. We got the safety kind of crashing here. Let's see what ends up happening. Yeah, we should have come back to the ball on that one. Hey, I want to go for the slip screen. I don't think so. We're just going to go back to the all goes, and we're just going to go on a 10-yard out. Let's see what we can do to actually get the first down. There we go. Way to keep our feet in bounds, too. Even though, well, mainly because I wanted to kind of run downfield, but still, we got pushed out of bounds, so it stopped the clock anyways. Regardless, we have 3 timeouts, so even if we stayed in bounds, we'd be able to stop. But either way, let's get beyond them. Hit me on the out. Go out of bounds yet again. Only 4 seconds off the clock, and we got ourselves an extra, 15, 20 yards on that? Let's see if we can do that all the way to the end zone. Get a good release. Oh, let's go! How did you drop that? You didn't have anyone on you. Either way, we're still going to get the interference call, but there's no reason why we shouldn't have come down with that. Either way, though, that just puts us a little bit closer. A little bit closer, and we only have 13 seconds now. So let's see what we can do to get beyond. Oh my gosh, if you would have just thrown it to the corner, we would have been in. But, you know what? He's got to spread the ball around a little bit, and thankfully, he found a guy for a touchdown, and now we're up by a bit more. Best part is we actually start the second half of the ball as well, and we got the 2-score lead. Great way to end the half. So let's see if we can burn past this guy. Looks like only 1 safety deep, and no way he's catching up to us if we get that release. Oh, he's not even... Alright. No, that sucks. Alright, yeah, they were just with us the entire way. And I think that might be the defense that they go into for the rest of the game. We'll see what ends up happening, though. Oh, no, not this time, babe. Okay. Well, we had a for sure touchdown. Hey, don't sit there and be upset about it, man. That's all on you. We made ourselves free, and you just did not hit us. That's a little devastating. And yeah, he just couldn't hit us right there either. And unfortunately, that is going to be a 3 and out. But thankfully, they don't score, and they're pressing us right off the rip again. If everything works out the way it should, this should be a 63-yard touchdown. Well, things didn't work out the way that we wanted to, and unfortunately, that is going to make it a 2nd down. Well, oh well. I thought maybe we would have had the step on him, but unfortunately, no. Looks like that corner's not bad himself, as we get that one towards the sideline, and now we are past midfield. We're going to go, it's not going to be us that's in motion, but we're sending someone in motion here. Let's see if we can actually get that safety to kind of drop off a little bit. We'll see. Does not look like he's moving. And he's going to hit someone across the middle of the field. Good news is that ends up making it a 1st down. So very happy about that. So let's see what we can do to kind of replicate that here. We're going to go on that kind of comeback route here. It's like a 10-15-yard comeback. And unfortunately, he did not look our way, and that means that he turns the ball over. At least we still have the 2-score lead. And man, that didn't last long for them. We get the ball pretty much right back, and we're still on their side of the field. Good stuff. And we get it. There we go. Boom. Take that hit. We get down to the 23-yard line. Great play right there. That's what I'm talking about. Now let's see if we can get in the end zone for a 4th time today. Imagine. There it is. There we go. We get up for that one. I thought that was going to be overthrown yet again. But we end up getting it. That is score number 4 of the day. And we're at about 250. Well, we still maintain that 3-score lead. And they're pressing us again. These guys ever learn? Well, uh-oh. No shot! How did we get that? I don't know how we came back and got that. I thought that just got tipped and was going to fall to the turf. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? All right, let's see what ends up happening here. Let's go down the sideline, and we got it at about midfield. Yeah, they're going to take a look at it. But again, there's no way we didn't have at least 1 foot in. Yeah. We definitely had one, if not both. So, we take that, and let's see what we can do to continue to work this ball downfield. We could actually probably start to kill a little bit of clock here, but again, I'm being a little selfish. There we go. Nope, that's right at our feet. And unfortunately, that is not going to be a completion. It's a little rough. You know, we're not used to running screens, so I think I might actually call for it right here. We'll see. There we go. That only got us 4 yards, but it was something different, you know? And that's always fun to do. But now we're going back to all goes because they're pressing us again, and we'll find a way to at least get rid of that safety. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Bad angle by number 14. And we get in the end zone for touchdown number 5 of the game. You know, I was actually going to run the ball this time because we have such a commanding lead over them. But they came out pressing again. And I just can't deal with that. Give me an aggressive catch. No, I was hoping that we were going to come away with that one. Especially after that last aggressive catch. But we're going to be fine, though. Again, it's not going to matter too much. Let's just make sure that we get up to a 1st down. Yeah, we got this right here. Nope, we might have been out of bounds on that one. Well, if they challenge this one, I think it's coming back, but it does not look like they're challenging it. We're going to go with an RPO on this one. We're not going to get free, but I want to see us run the ball a little bit. Why not? We do not do that often, so... Oh, well, he still ends up throwing it out into the flat, which ends up picking up 5 yards. That's not too bad. I do not know why Coach wants to continue to go through the air, but I'm not going to complain. I want the yards. So let's see if we can get them right here. I don't know why we jumped for that one and not went for the running catch, but It's all right. You know what? Just like the Barkley cover, you got to make it look like it's more impressive than it is. So let's go. First and goal, 10-yard line. Let's get in the end zone right here. There it is. Nope, never mind. Don't know why you lofted that one up. Maybe it's karma for saying what I said about Barkley, but oh well. Still, we got a couple downs to be able to make it 10 yards, and we're going to on this one. Maybe? Nope, that might actually be interference. That is not even on our side of the field. That is just computer generated. And now we are going to be on the 1-yard line. But now we got a chance to stat pad again. So why not take it? We got the win already, so let's have fun with it. Where's that ball? Oh, it's on the other side of the field. And that's how we score. Good job, buddy. And this might actually be our last opportunity to take a shot, so let's see if we can do it. One more. Let's see if we can pick up a good 71 yards on this one and pretty much cap off our day. Oh yeah, we got it. Thank you. Thank you. And that is going... Oh no, he's fast. Oh no. Oh no, we don't get it. We get down to the 3-yard line, and please keep us on the field for this. Thank you. We need to cap this off. That's ridiculous. I know we're slow, and that really reflects my speed in real life too, but come on, right? Let's get our last touchdown. Okay, let's give it one more shot. Get that a little more into the end zone. It's all right though. Hey, that's why you get 4 downs, right? There we go. Simple as that. We end up getting the touchdown. That's awesome. And if that really is where our day ends, then hell, another big successful game. And when all was said and done, we ended up tripling their score, 63-21, and we had another career game. And over 450 yards. What do we have? 6 touchdowns? 6 touchdowns. Yeah, about 448 for the game. Okay, just a little light. Maybe we could have got a couple extra yards at the end, but it's okay. We just wanted to make sure that we guaranteed our win. As there's that first touchdown. Oh no, it wasn't the first one, but doesn't matter. We had a couple impressive touchdowns in this game with those aggressive catches, and thankfully that is going to keep us the Heisman hopeful. And look at that, yet another Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week, and with almost 450 yards and 6 touchdowns, also the National Offensive Player of the Week as well. That's great to see, especially against a team like them. But now we're going to end up facing Rutgers here. They did end up losing their last game, so they're back to 6-3, 3-3 in conference, and we're still sitting at a healthy 4-1. If we look at the conference standings right now, I'm sorry, those are not the conference standings, those are the top 25, but we do see that we still got a lot of these one-loss teams here. Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and USC. Again, USC is the only team in this list of one-loss teams that we're playing to finish off the season. So at least we'll be able to kind of hold our destiny in our own hands against them. But again, Michigan, Ohio State, or Wisconsin, 2 out of the 3 of them really need to drop a game here, and we need to remain perfect. Either way, though, still sitting at 7-1, being number 2 in the nation. I think we actually still have a good shot, even if we lose one more game, to be able to make it to the playoffs. But realistically, we don't want that to happen. And the way that we've been playing lately, I really sure as hell hope it doesn't. But here we go. We're going to be able to max all that stuff out. Again, not like we're really going to be able to up the leadership too much. But we will. Can we actually do that again? That actually does give us some experience points. I don't know why I never realized that. But that makes me super happy. That actually gets us our 7th skill point. At this point, we really don't care about our brand too much. We're over 500,000 followers or whatever you want to call them. So happy with where we're at. So here's what we're going to do. We got the 7 skill points now. We're going to use 6, put it in the route running. It's going to get all those route runnings up over 90, or at least 90 for the deep route running. That puts us up at a 94 overall. And even though I said we were going to do IQ next, because again, that helps out with the awareness, but also the ball carrier vision as well, I really think that I want to be able to get the Press Pro. That would be really awesome. I'm not going to lie, and that would actually help us a lot when we're getting pressed. We've already had a couple really good releases, and if we can make that even better, I think that's the next thing that we're going to go after. Again, it's a little late in our career to start to go after it, Maybe, but at the same time, still think it's going to be worth it to round out this season. But thankfully, we're facing a team that has a very similar overall to the team that we just ended up facing. They're an 82 overall. Again, their defense is the thing that keeps them afloat, which means that our defense should have a pretty easy time, but let's go in there and let's just embarrass them the same way that we just did in the last game. Well, it looks like we're starting with the ball. That's always good to see. Let's see if we can actually make a statement right away. And yeah, we just made a statement. Not necessarily a good one, as we end up getting picked off right away. Now, let's put that last drive out of our mind. That was only one play. We can definitely bring it back. I remember in the last game, they ended up scoring first. Why can't we do that here? So let's go. Well, maybe if he'd actually wait a little bit and be able to hit us and make things a little bit easier. Maybe he's just getting pressured a little too much. Or maybe he just thinks he sees someone open a little sooner. But whatever it is. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? What was that? Why are you lofting it up when we're going over to the sideline? Not sure what you're thinking, but whatever happened, it's still a first down because we're that damn good of a receiver. Let's go, 1st and 10. We get picked off again. I mean, yeah, that one might have been on me, but at the same time, man, come on. And there we go. Our defense ends up holding them. They don't end up getting the score. Still 7-0. Oh, come on. There we go. We get that aggressive catch that time. We come down with the ball. I thought maybe we were going to get the interference call because he was all over us before, or while the ball was in the air. But, hey, if we're going to get the first down regardless, we will definitely take it. Let's get that. Great catch again down the sideline. And we're down to the 32. Let's keep this up right now. We're going to go with a run play. Because, again, we need to mix some of those in. And also gives us a little bit of a breather, too. Kind of, even though we're running across the field. Just do not block anyone in the back. That's all I ask. Great run on that one, as that is a big first down. And now we have a chance to go 15 yards here for a touchdown. Let's get it. There it is. Boom, baby! Great throw to the corner there. Just where we could catch it, and we got ourselves our first score of the game, and we tie it up. Well, thankfully our defense holds them, but we are kind of pinned back a little bit. Uh-oh. Yeah, you know what? At least it wasn't picked. That's going to be the important thing. But now we're kind of out on an island here, and actually so is number 3. Let's see if he actually sees him and gets the ball to him. Well, he doesn't get it to him, but he hits us on the sideline. We're down to the 20-yard line. That's what I'm talking about. Just need to continue to get plays like that and make sure that we do not put our team in danger of a safety or anything like that. But let's see what we can do here as he gets hit on that throw. All right, let's slow it down a little bit now. Coach, you're going to have to get off the field. You're over by where I'm supposed to be running. Let's go 2nd and 10. You know, I can just barrel him over. That's fine. Great catch right there, and that's another first down. Down to the 36-yard line, too. You're going to press us? Look, we got star on star right now. Let's see what we can do to beat him off the line. Again, I kind of wish that we would have gotten the press pro, but I'm still okay with this. We can still get it. Like I said, we could still get it, and we would have had a score. Instead, he doesn't even look for us, and that is going to be a 2nd and 10 with 3 seconds left. He's throwing, and I don't mean that in a good way. All right, good 7-yard gain right there to end the first quarter. And now as we pick it up in the second quarter, we're going to be faced with a 3rd and 3. Something that I think that we're going to be able to pick up right here. Even if we're not going necessarily for a deep route. Again, we only need 3 yards. We just need to make sure that we do not throw into a pick or anything. There we go. Oh, we break the tackle. We don't quite get around the other guys, but we get past midfield. And that's what I'm talking about. That's going to be a big first down. Great way to start the quarter as well. So let's see what we can do to get it. Nope. Oh, look at that pancake. Knock him down to the ground. And I don't think he wants anything to do with us now. Us blocking? Do you know who we are? Come on. 2nd and 8, we're going on a corner route. Please tell me that they're not going to cut. Well, you know what? That's perfect. Well, that would have been perfect had he actually hit us the way that he was supposed to. But, yeah, that did not end up happening. And now on 3rd and 8, we need to find a way to get the first down. Because it's still a tie game. All right, this game is definitely not over. And there we go. That's a great way to end up picking that. But what's this going to be? Personal foul? Oh? Okay. Okay. I'm fine with that. We will accept that. We'll take the extra 15 yards as we get taken off the field. Well, after a 3-yard gain, we're back on the field and down in the red zone. So, let's get the score right here. Come back. Okay, we get down to the 3-yard line. And at the very least, we're going to be able to pick up our second score of the game right here. I guarantee it. He was just going to continue to run downfield as if we had, like, all the space in the world to run. But instead, we break it off, we pick up our second score. And we still maintain that lead. I love that. And look at this. One guy over here for 2 receivers, huh? One of us is going to be free. Question is who? Well, it's not going to be me, but I'm still going to call for it anyways. He should have thrown that to number 80, but why do I think that he's ever going to make the right decision, you know? But now on 2nd and 10, we just need to be smarter with it. Again, this game isn't over yet by any stretch of the imagination, because we're only up by 1 score. And even though I have a lot of faith in our defense, I don't have that much faith. Not against a 6-3 Rutgers team. Rutgers is not the greatest program, but the fact that they're 6-3 actually speaks volumes. So, uh-oh. Yeah, that was not going to be a complete pass. He looked like he kind of overthrew him a little bit right there. And would you look at that? Look who's getting pressed. Hurry. Snap it. There it is. What's the flag this time? That going to be more pass interference? I didn't even see the contact, if I'm being completely honest with you. Did not see any contact, but instead of a 3rd and 10, at least now we have a 1st and 10. Now we have a good shot of actually burning past this guy, I feel. Especially after the way the last one went. Feel like he's going to go a little lighter on us because he doesn't want to get another pass interference. And yeah, we get past him. What did I tell you? Not the greatest throw, but still enough to be able to get down to the 7-yard line. If we didn't have to turn back for that, that's a score hands down. Although that guy is a little speedy, so what can we do about it? Either way, 1st and goal now. And let's finish it right here. GG's. At this point, I feel like we can say good game. I feel like we've won this one. But let's go. Score number 3 of the game, and we're not even out of the first half. And now with 30 seconds left, we maintain the lead, but we're on the 1-yard line. Just don't touch him. Get away from him now. Just do not get sacked. And yeah, I know. 2nd and 8 now. But if they're going to press us, if we could get this, we might have a good score, at least get us into field goal range. Yeah, well, he's not going to throw it to us. And unfortunately, that is going to be incomplete as well. That's okay, because we're going to find a way to end up getting some yards on this, at least for a little bit of stat padding. 3rd and 8. There we go. No shot. No shot. Keep it going. Keep it going. Let's go. All right. Now we might actually be able to score on a Hail Mary if they weren't taking us out of the game. And unfortunately, we couldn't even pick up a field goal, so score remains the same. But into the second half now, still up by 2, and we get the release that we want. And that's going to be touchdown number 5 of the game. Wait. Yeah, it's going to be touchdown number 5 of the game. We've been burnt before. They have a lot more speed than we do because we're the slow-ass bitch. But still, we had enough speed to be able to outspeed them on that one and be able to get our 4th of the game. All right, let's start to put this game out of reach now and stat pad while we're at it. That was a really terrible attempt at catching the ball. So maybe that was a mistake. That's okay, though, because, again, we pretty much had this game wrapped up. And that's what oh, gosh. What was that, buddy? I don't even know what that was. Doesn't look like he got hit when he threw the ball, but he just lofted that up, and that's going to be picked. Oh, yeah, maybe he actually did get hit. As long as we don't have a different guy thrown to us, I think we're going to be fine, especially for the rest of the season. Let's get past him. Yeah, well, you know what? That's on me. I meant to... Did not mean for us to call it that early. That's on me, though. 2nd and 10. Come on. Snap it. Did he just one-hand grab that? Alright, now I see why he's got a star underneath his character. I mean, thankfully, they only got a field goal out of it, so it's not like it's going to matter too much, but still, we can't have that happen. There we go. We hold on to it. Thankfully, that ball didn't pop out like it did on the last one. And we got ourselves a little bit of life here. Now, we're going to see what we can do to wind the clock down just a little bit. Oh, hit me across the middle. Look at that. That's what we love to see as we're past midfield. And honestly, I was just going to sit here and let the clock run. But, I mean, come on. Look at this. Look at this. Get past him. Nope. He just turned his back and ran. Turned his back and ran, and I understand why. But that's going to be okay. We're going to get another opportunity right here. Again, we want to just make it to the end of the third quarter. Nope, that's not even going to us. Although we do get a couple block wins right there. That's great to see. As now we're sitting at a 3rd and 6 as we get to the end of the third quarter. Alright, we still technically have a 3-possession lead. So, not like we have to sound the alarm bells, but we definitely need a handful of scores here to end the game. At the very least, just don't turn anything over and do not give them a lot of time if for some reason we end up giving them the ball back. But 3rd and 6 now, we just need a first down. There we go. No! What happened to your hands, man? You're 99 hands. Actually, I think we're at 98 hands, not 99. But my point still remains. Point still remains. The good news is we get it down on the 30-yard line. Our defense is definitely killing it today. Definitely not our quarterback, though, as he just gets that one swatted away. But thankfully, that did fall for an incomplete pass rather than being intercepted. So, better than nothing. 2nd and 10 now. Oh, you had him open on the wheel. If you would have had the time. Instead, now we're facing a 3rd and 1. And hell, he's playing so far off us that we're just going on a quick out right here. There it is. Come back. Of course you go out of bounds. We do not have the footwork to stay in. And now, you know what? I think we're going to let him run it. Why not? We've already got our 4 scores this game. Let's let our halfback do a little something. He hasn't done much. And unfortunately, we haven't either with that block. He could have actually had a couple more, but instead, it is now a 2nd and 8. But now we're going back to the air. And we're going to get our 5th score of the game right here. Well, the team got their 5th score of the game right there. We were open for it, but at least he found another guy, and I guess he's just trying to keep everyone happy. At this point, the game really kind of is over. We have a 24-point lead with 2:40 to go. A disaster needs to happen for us to lose this one. And there we go. That's going to get us some more yards, and we're down past midfield yet again. So let's keep this up. Again, look, if we had the option to be able to burn clock, we'd do that in a heartbeat. But since we can't, we're going to stat pad. So let's get this right here. Get up. Okay, well, we just made him throw into another pick. And hell, this is not quite the disaster that I was talking about, but that's not a good start. Well, at least if it's going to happen against any team, it's going to be Rutgers and not one of the more highly rated teams. Let's go. We're almost at midfield again. Oh, that was out of reach. A little more accurate, we would have had another good gain, and of course, we would have been past midfield as well. So we're going on a slant right here. Why not? Nope, we were not going to be open. Someone was, only for 4 yards, but they were still open nonetheless. All right, you know what? I got no problem going one-on-one with you, buddy. Let's do it right here. We're going to find a way to get a first down. And there it is. Come back. Not quite. Good catch, though. And now we get to burn a little more clock, as we're just going to run this one up the middle just to let the clock go yet again. Not going to lie, that looked like that could have been a block in the back, but thankfully they did not call that, and that makes me pretty happy. So let's see what we can do to get in the end zone one more time. 24 points is not enough to win by against Rutgers. Oh, I thought that was going to us. Hits the tight end instead, though, and we got a good 8-yard gain right there. Love to see it. And a little close to the end zone. We want to score over 40 in this one. We really do. And we're going to give ourselves a minute to do so. There we go. We might get it ourselves. We do. He does not tackle us out of bounds. He tackles us into the end zone. And there's number 5. Now, since we have 5 seconds left just for the fun of it, let's try to go deep one more time. Why not? Yeah. And that's why not. I know, we have 1 second left, it's not going to matter. All we got to do is just kneel it, and we got ourselves the win. And having 410 yards is a good feeling as well. Especially since we won 41-10. Those 5 scores were really nice too, and again, just add to our resume. But 21 catches, 410 with 5 touchdowns. Player of the game, and if we're not National Offensive Player of the Week yet again, something's up. And first, there's the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week. And there's the national one. Okay. Just making sure no one else is putting up insane stats like we are. And it looks like Florida lost, which means we are up to number 1 in the polls. And our next game is going to be on the road against 3-6 Penn State. Now, quickly just looking at it, we'll see. Oh, and I'm sorry, it wasn't Florida. Oh, yeah, it was. They went down to 8-1. LSU was also undefeated. So was Notre Dame, but they did not leapfrog us. Not quite sure why, but that's what ended up happening. But either way, we're sitting at number 1 in the poll. I'm very happy about that. Looking at the conference, wow. Michigan, USC, and Ohio State all ended up losing. And could you imagine if it was us against Wisconsin? Us against the team that we started this series with. That would be poetic. Let me tell you that for a fact. And hopefully we'd be able to actually beat them in the conference championship game. So we do only have 3 weeks left of the season. Obviously, this next one is going to be against Penn State. And, of course, our last 2 are going to be against USC as well as Michigan State. Thankfully, USC is the best one up there, and they are just over 500. Hopefully, we can have another big game like we had against Rutgers and Maryland, and hopefully we can come out on top. Where we're sitting right now, I have a lot of confidence that not only are we going to make it to the playoffs, but we're going to make it to the conference championship. We're going to win it. And we're going to have a pretty deep playoff push. We can really only hope, again, we're going to have to face a lot of really good teams in the last few weeks, especially if we make it to the playoffs. But with the talent that we have and the way that we've been playing over the last few weeks, I think we have a really good shot at it.